Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Pooja Shali. For the next 1 hour, it's a special telecast on Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to the US and importantly the Quad Summit and meeting President Biden. Now let's begin. So he's already met US Vice President Kamala Harris. The countdown now starts for Prime Minister Modi's meeting with US President Joe Biden. Biden is set to host Modi at the White House today at 8:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Why will this be crucial? This is Modi and Biden's first in-person meeting after Biden took over from President Trump as the president of USA.
It's a meeting that will have repercussions across the globe spectrum. The leaders of world's oldest democracy and world's largest democracy face to face as the world closely watches. US President Joe Biden will be hosting Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the White House on Friday. This will be the first time Joe Biden is meeting Prime Minister Modi in person after being elected as the President of the US. The last time Joe Biden met Prime Minister Modi in person was back in 2014, when Biden was the Vice President under Barack Obama's presidency. The two leaders last spoke on the phone in April during the peak of the COVID crisis, when Prime Minister Modi thanked the US for its support and solidarity in time of need. In the last 6 months, a lot has changed. The global economy is shaky. Taliban is back in Afghanistan, and China is aggressively widening its influence. The two leaders will have their task cut out, from vaccines to climate change to defense. Tonight's meeting will have a lot riding on it. Bureau Report, India Today.
India Today's Foreign Affairs editor Geeta Mohan sent us this report from Washington, D.C. to tell us what should we expect today from the Modi-Biden bilateral meeting. Geeta, over to you.
Well, this is going to be the first meeting between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Biden after he assumed office. Not the first time that the two leaders are meeting, but certainly the first time with President Biden in office. A crucial one also at that, because we know that during campaigning there was a lot of endorsement that came Trump's way from Prime Minister Narendra Modi, but Indo-US ties is a continuum. They are a continuum and they don't really change. Policies with regards to these two countries have been consistent on many accounts, but there are challenges. The challenges are on the issue of visas. The challenges are on the issue of trade. A free trade agreement still is elusive. We still have not seen whether if the two countries are really going to come together to find a middle path to trade better between the two sides. That certainly is an area of concern. Economic cooperation, when you talk about that, you're talking about a post-COVID world where both countries need to cooperate to ensure resilience, in not just in the market system, but also in the global economy. And India and the United States of America can play a very, very crucial role. Apart from that, it's the regional security and global security situation that is of great importance, and it will come up. US withdrawal from the United States of America is a concern for India, because for India, the biggest ally in Afghanistan was America, and with them gone, the security scenario for India changes dramatically. Also, recognition of the Taliban government. It is not inclusive. The non-inclusivity is an aspect that is going to be discussed between the two sides, and how to go about engaging a government that has not a single woman in their cabinet, has discriminated against the minorities within their own country. So these are aspects that are certainly going to come up for India. Terrorism is a concern. Pakistan might come up, but China certainly is going to be a part of the conversation.
All right, thank you so much, Geeta Mohan, tracking all the latest from Washington, D.C. Now, remember, of course, the meeting will be very crucial for the political aspect of it. But Prime Minister Modi, remember, in the past has been known to at least some of his personal touch during his interactions at a personal level with the leaders of the world's oldest democracy. Here's a report of what possibly should we expect today when Prime Minister Modi meets President Biden.
If there's one place Prime Minister Narendra Modi feels at home outside India, it would be the United States. In the 7 years he's been the Prime Minister, this is his 7th visit to the country. And over this period, he has interacted with 3 presidents, Joe Biden, the latest. Indo-US relations under Modi are also about the personal touch he brings to the negotiating table. President Barack Obama, for instance, is friend Barack.
मैं राष्ट्रपति और मेरे परम मित्र ओबामा का बहुत आभारी हूँ.
A friend to whom he personally served tea. In Donald Trump, Prime Minister Modi found another friend and ally. India carried out surgical strikes in POK after the Uri terror attack and later launched airstrikes on Jaish-e-Mohammed terror camps deep inside Pakistan in Balakot. The US under Trump stood with New Delhi. There were missteps as well, the biggest letdown being edged out of the peace talks in Afghanistan. The camaraderie, however, was too good to believe. It led Prime Minister Modi to Houston, where he, many felt, openly endorsed Trump for a second term.
The words of candidate Trump. अब की बार ट्रम्प सरकार.
They even took out a victory lap in front of a thrilled diaspora. On many issues, the Biden administration may take a different line from Trump's. If Trump was silent when India abrogated Article 370 in Jammu and Kashmir, Biden and his Democrat colleagues during the presidential campaign had criticized the decision, much to our discomfort. But much has happened since then. The global economy is shaky after the worst humanitarian crisis since the World War. The Taliban is back in Afghanistan, posing an even bigger terror threat to the world. Pakistan continues its old game of blackmail diplomacy. The Chinese are spreading their influence aggressively. The world is no more unipolar. There are fears of another Cold War.
We're not seeking, say it again, we are not seeking a new Cold War or a world divided into rigid blocks. The United States is ready to work with any nation that steps up and pursues peaceful resolution to shared challenges, even if we have intense disagreements in other areas.
Day 2 is going to be about the big Quad in-person summit meeting between and among the Quad leaders and the bilateral between President Biden and Prime Minister Narendra Modi, where the focus is going to be Afghanistan, counter China, resilient supply chains, as also post-COVID recovery and economic cooperation. With video journalist Yukendra Singh in Washington DC, Geeta Mohan for India Today.
So what happened with the US Vice President Kamala Harris meeting Prime Minister Narendra Modi? During that meeting, they discussed one, the COVID-19 situation in their respective countries, including the ongoing effort to contain the pandemic through expedited vaccination effort. But both leaders also exchanged views on recent global developments, specifically what happened in Pakistan with the Taliban taking control. Take a look at this news report.
Hard-nosed diplomacy,
the climate crisis,
fond remembrance of a shared background, and a tour of the Eisenhower Tower. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's first meeting with US Vice President Kamala Harris, who traces her roots to India, was hectic and filled with optics.
United States.
The two leaders addressed the media jointly.
About the pride.
Kamala Harris began by lauding India's decision to restart Vaccine Maitri. the mission to export vaccines to low-income countries.
On COVID-19, our nations have worked together. Early in the pandemic, India was a vital source of vaccines for other countries.
India's phenomenal vaccination drive too caught the United States Vice President's eye.
It is of particular note and admiration that India, I'm told, is currently vaccinating approximately 10 million people a day as of today.
In the backdrop of Taliban takeover in Afghanistan, Kamala Harris stressed on the need to work together to strengthen democracy.
As democracies around the world are under threat, it is imperative that we defend democratic principles and institutions within our respective countries and around the world.
Kamala Harris also remembered her Indian connection.
I know from personal experience and from my family of the commitment of the Indian people to democracy and to freedom and to the work that may be done and can be done to imagine and then actually achieve our vision for democratic principles and institutions.
Prime Minister Modi thanked the United States for extending help during the second COVID wave.
जब भारत कोविड की दूसरी लहर से बहुत ही पीड़ित था, बड़ा संकट था, कि उस समय जिस प्रकार से आत्मीयता से आपने भारत की चिंता की, जो शब्द व्यक्त किए और जो सहायता के लिए हाथ बढ़ाया, इसके लिए मैं फिर एक बार हृदय से आपका आभार व्यक्त करता हूं।
Prime Minister Modi emphasized on supply chain resilience, an area of interest for both countries given the global economy's dependence on China.
सप्लाई चेन की मजबूती, नवीनतम टेक्नोलॉजी और अंतरिक्ष जैसे क्षेत्रों में आपकी विशेष रुचि है। यह क्षेत्र मेरे लिए भी विशेष प्रायोरिटी के हैं। इन क्षेत्रों में हमारे बीच सहयोग बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण है।
The PM hailed Kamala Harris's historic election victory, describing her elevation to one of the most powerful positions in the world as an inspiration to many.
आपका उपराष्ट्रपति के नाते चुने जाना अपने आप में एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण घटना है, ऐतिहासिक घटना है, और आप पूरे विश्व के में बहुत से लोगों के लिए प्रेरणा स्रोत है।
Prime Minister Modi closed his statement by inviting Kamala Harris to India.
भारत के लोग भी चाहेंगे कि भारत में आपकी इस ऐतिहासिक विजय यात्रा को सम्मानित करें, आपका स्वागत करें। इसलिए मैं आपको विशेष रूप से भारत आने का निमंत्रण देता हूं।
That wasn't all. After the official engagements, Kamala Harris was seen giving a tour of iconic Eisenhower Tower situated west of the White House. With Geeta Mohan in Washington, D.C., Bureau Report, India Today.
And Geeta Mohan, our Foreign Affairs editor, is on the ground in Washington. Geeta, please do tell us about the highlights specifically of the Modi-Kamala Harris meeting, because this is so crucial in the past, the manner in which the reactions that have come in when this government was just about to take over. Over to you, Geeta.
Well, it was an interesting meeting, a lot of anticipation in terms of what to expect from the meeting, but it turns out that Vice President Kamala Harris and Prime Minister Narendra Modi focused on bilateral, regional and global issues more than anything else. Yes, there was a clear statement that democratic values need to be respected and honored, and that was a message not just for countries that have been disrespectful but also aimed at Afghanistan. More importantly over here, the conversation on COVID was very interesting because the kind of cooperation and help that was extended by India to the US, and now also looking at appreciation with regards to India starting exporting of vaccines again, is something that went down very well both in Washington DC as also in New Delhi. But more importantly, it's the regional security and global security scenario that was of prime importance, and China certainly a part of the conversations when it comes to securing the Indo-Pacific. These are key areas when it comes to India and the United States of America, and the tone and tenor certainly set for the meeting, the big meeting between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Biden, as also the Quad Summit that is going to focus and discuss the Indo-Pacific region containing China, but more importantly, it's not just containing China and Chinese aggression, also looking at resilient supply chain to ensure that India is a key part of a global supply chain where countries are not fully only dependent on China.
So clearly what became a big diplomatic victory for India, as Geeta is also telling us, US Vice President Kamala Harris called out Pakistan and suo motu over its terror agenda. During the meeting with Prime Minister Modi, Kamala Harris asked Imran Khan to rein in its terror groups, warning him that terror groups must not pose danger to US and India's security. Here's more on how Pakistan had a mention in Modi-Harris meeting.
Pakistan has no place to hide. Shamed on the global stage again, one of the most direct warnings to Islamabad from the world's numero uno superpower. The US government on record warns Pakistan over its role in sponsoring terrorism. Our rogue neighbor's terror design extensively discussed during the historic meet between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and US Vice President Kamala Harris. Foreign Secretary Harsh Shringla reveals that when the issue of terror came up, US Vice President suo motu referred to Pakistan's undeniable imprint on encouraging and aiding terror elements. Kamala emphatically stated that terror groups are working in Pakistan and asked Islamabad to take action against them so that it does not impact America and India's security setup. Kamala also laid emphasis on the need to monitor Pakistan's role in supporting terrorism.
When the issue of terrorism came up, the Vice President suo motu referred to Pakistan's role in that regard. She said that there were terror groups that were working there, and on the need to rein in and closely monitor Pakistan's support for such terrorist groups.
Kamala also agreed with Prime Minister Modi's briefing on cross-border terror and the fact that India has been a victim of terrorism for several decades. But what does this naming and shaming of Pakistan mean for India? Kamala Harris's assertion is a clear global recognition of Pakistan-sponsored terror. The US government on record has called out Pakistan's terror agenda. Kamala's reaction is a big boost to India's consistent stand on Pakistan aiding terrorism, as well as a big win for India's diplomatic efforts. Despite all the global shame, Pakistan refuses to take action against these terror groups, proving time and again that terrorism is a part of their DNA and Islamabad remains a blockade for world peace. With Geeta Mohan, Bureau Report, India Today.